there was a lot of stories back in the day of love at first sight, and people, they've been married ever since. You know, they've been together ever since they met. You know, they've been in love. They never separated. You know what I'm saying? So I know that true love's still out there. It's just this small right now. It's not as big as like this right now.
Yeah.
It's just because the reason why everybody not believing in it and everybody not focused on one person. Let's talk about it. All right, y'all. Now, on this episode, we're talking about relationships and communication. Okay? And how I feel about it personally, I feel like that should be common sense, you know, to communicate with the person you talk to, you know what I'm saying? To understand the person that you with. You know, because if you're not communicating, you know, you're not really going to get anywhere to know that person, because you got to know that person and you got to communicate, and you need to be best friends. And a lot of people don't realize that. People focus on their relationship instead of focus on their friendship. And I think it's important to build a friendship with your mate. You know, you build a friendship with them, you really ain't have nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying?
Communication. Being able to talk to who you're with and talk about anything. You know, a lot of people, they have relationships where, you know, your friends might even tell you, well, you know, we just don't go there. Well, you can't really do that. I mean, you have to be able to talk about everything. 'Cause if you can't talk about everything, then you're never going to completely open up to that person. And if you're never going to completely open up to that person, then what's the point in just hanging out with somebody?
know, you have to build that friendship, and you have to build that trust with each other. You know, you build that communication is very important. Nowadays, people, they don't even want to talk on the phone no more.
Everything is text message.
Everything's a text message, or you know, Messenger, or you know, Instagram. You know, nobody wants to really communicate the right way anymore like they did back in the day. You know, back in the day, you could just get a phone number. It felt special. It felt like something great because you was excited. You know, I got this girl's number, man. I can't wait to call her, man. I get the butterflies, you know. Man, I don't know what am I gonna say to her when I call her, man. Golly, man, I hope she, you know what I'm saying, I hope she talk, you know what I'm saying, I hope she, you know, you got all this stuff going through your mind, and it was like, it was exciting though, you know what I'm saying. But now, getting a phone number don't mean anything anymore. It really doesn't, because it depends really, because how is that person gonna be when it comes to communicating? And most people nowadays, they don't wanna pick up the phone. You know, they not picking up the phone saying, hey, you know, I'm just calling you to see how you doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call you after I get through, you know, doing this and that and that. I'm gonna hit you right back up. You know, it's rare. It's rare that you run across those people nowadays, because people done got so used to society, the way life is now, that they got away from those ways from then, you know, communicating. And that's why I think it's so hard now with dating now, is for people to really get a match and get going, because you got all these people that people trying to get to know everybody. And when you're trying to get to know everybody, how can you get to know that one person? You see what I'm saying? Because you lose focus. You know, it might be the person of your dreams that you met, but you'll never know, because you're too focused on everybody else. You have to stay focused on one person at a time. If you want it to be successful, you got to stay focused on one person at a time. You get to know that person, things don't click, it don't work out right. You know what? Move on to the next person. You can cut them off. There's nothing wrong with that. But at least try to get a chance to know them. You know, call them, see how they doing, how their day was, how their conversation goes with you. You know what I'm saying? Do they seem like they care? They want to get to know you? You know what I'm saying? Find all that out, because you'll never know by text. You really would never know, because they can tell you a million things on text. And he could, for all you know, he could be copying and pasting stuff that his homeboy sent him to say to you. Anything. You know, people don't think about that. What do you think about that?
I agree. Like, most, especially younger generation, they communicate through text messages. They don't hardly call or talk on the phone. I had a friend of mine, he asked me for advice about him and this girl. He's a younger guy, but they text through everything. And I was like, the first thing you should do is talk to her. Like, you can't fill a text message. You can't, it's not the same level of communication through a text message as it is talking to somebody on the phone or talking to somebody in person. It's just not the same. And now a lot of times we do everything through the phone. There's people that go on a date, their first date, and the whole time they like this. Texting, right. Snapping, taking pictures of their food, which is cool. But at the same time, if you're on a date to get to know this person, put your phone down. Right. Take time. Talk to this person, look at them in their eyes, get some eye contact going to really get a vibe for who this person is. But a lot of people now, I feel like a lot of stuff people do now is like more for show than anything. They want to show a person on the snap. Y'all ain't even been together. Y'all's first, second date, and you just want to take a picture and put it on the snap or put it on Instagram. So I feel like, communication now is not the same as it used to be. And it's up to us to, people to not let it change to everything is through technology, because we were made as human beings to communicate with each other. You're gonna, if you do have other friends that you talk to and you want to date this person, you're not gonna tell them, oh, I got other people that I'm talking to on the phone right now, blah, blah. You're not gonna tell them that because you're gonna be more or less thinking, oh, I don't want to mess this relationship thing up. But if y'all are friends, then you can tell them, hey, yeah, this guy texts me, blah 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 blah, or this person texts me. It's more of an open relationship. It's no secrets, and so that way there's not a lot of lies because you can be open with who you are. But a lot of times when you just jump into the relationship, you don't tell everything right away, because not that you're a bad person, but because you want to save the relationship and you want to have the relationship, so you don't want to come clean about everything. So I think a friendship is the best way to start it, because you truly get to know each other for who you really are without having to be cautious.
But if it's a relationship, she wants something serious, why not? Depends if we try and work it out, how it's gonna go, or what plan she got.
The difference is that some people let the past relationship affect the future relationship. Right. So I'm gonna let Sis break it down first for y'all and tell us how she feel about it.
Well, I feel like this is a case for men and women alike. A lot of times I've heard guys say about things that women have done in their previous relationships, and I'm responsible for that, even though I had nothing to do with him and this other woman. But because this woman left him with certain insecurities, he carried those over into the relationship that me and him had. Then there's also women that do the same thing. This guy could be nothing like the guy she dated previously, but because of the previous guy she dated, she feels like, okay, well, this guy's capable of doing the same thing, or he's going to do the same thing. So I feel like a lot of relationships suffer because the person is still holding on to what the other person did in the past relationship.
You on your guards because of the past, because somebody done broke your heart, and then you holding it. You letting that get in the way of your future with somebody that could be great for you. You could actually meet the love of your life, the perfect person for you, or close to the perfect person, because there's no such thing as a perfect person. But you could run into someone that's very, compatible with you. And then you could really screw that up just because of the past. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You thinking, you got your guards up thinking, oh, he's going to do me wrong. He's going to dog me out. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to try to do this to me. And I'm not going to play those games. I'm smart this time. But at the same time, you're not that smart. Because if you was smart, you would notice his value. You would know that he's trying to show you that he's interested in you. He wants to get to know you. He wants to take it to the next level. But if you put up this wall, how is he going to get across it if you don't take it down? You got to be the one to take down the wall. He can't take down the wall. That's your own wall. When you put up your guard, you put up your own wall. So you got 4 different categories. You got like, you got care, you got love, you got in love. Okay, let me break it down for you. Like is when you see somebody like, oh man, she looks good. I like her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get to know her. That's like.
Okay.
Hook me up with her. That's like.
Okay.
Number, you know what I'm saying? Number 2, care. Care is when you start spending time with this person and now you start caring about them. You know, somebody talking about them, whatever. You like, no, don't talk about her, man. Don't talk about her, man, because, you know, I care about her.
Right.
So you got care. That's number 2. Then you got number 3 is love, which a lot of us have been loved, you know what I'm saying? And we love people, you know what I'm saying? But it's not in love. There's a difference.
Right.
You can love someone but not be in love. In love is when you got no doubt in your mind this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. That's what you call in love. If you focus on one person at a time, you will get better results.